All right, welcome. So I saw this go up about 20 days ago. It is the Zalman Cubix. This is the black version. So far I've seen very little information online, so I figured I'd make a quick unboxing video. I've gotten into making micro ATX builds, and I saw this case, and my current build I'm trying to do is I'm trying to buy every part for $40 or less. So this is the cheapest, literally the cheapest case on Newegg right now. You can get it for, I think I got mine for like $37. And I sorted by cheapest case and went down. I don't even think there was a cheaper option. So I kind of just wanted to show, to start, it is very simply packed. You can read on the PC Build Sales Reddit about this, and it looks like Zalman intentionally made this to fit 70 of these on a pallet. So there's not a lot of packaging. It does have some cardboard. It's just a cardboard box with some styrofoam on the front and the back. Looks like it's wrapped in plastic to help protect the paint. So just to get an idea of what we're dealing with here, that is that. We have, just styrofoam. And one of the things I liked about this case that I thought was kind of neat is, it is a very small footprint that can fit a micro ATX and a full ATX power supply, micro ATX motherboard and a full ATX power supply inside of this big of case. So I wanted to give an example of a similar case. It's like one of the thumb screws wasn't quite in all the way for that, but it's a nice thumb screw. Recently, this is the kind of in thing for that style of build right now. So we have a Lee & Dan A3 here, and as you can see, this takes up considerably less desk space if that's what you're trying to save. Now, these cases aren't really comparable at all. This is literally half the price of this black version, but this can obviously hold a lot more and do a lot more. So if you need to fit a 360 millimeter radiator, this is the case for you. According to Zalman, this case actually doesn't even have the ability to install extra fans, although when looking inside of it, I believe maybe we could do more. But we'll see. I'm going to build in it. I'm going to try to add some fans to the front, although they say they only support the already installed 80 millimeter fan. I'm going to try to add a fan to the front and see what I can do. So I'm noticing one thumb screw comes out really easy. The other was a little bit more challenging, but came out. Just to kind of show you what's going on the outside. It's got, USB 3.0, USB 2.0, and a headphone jack and a power button. Not a lot going on with this case. It's a very simple build. Front panel comes off. And inside, looks like we have a small bag of accessories that are zip tied on. So what we get is a bunch of screws. It's like a couple of cable ties that you can actually have double-sided tape, like a 3M style double-sided tape that you could attach to the side. A few zip ties, and actually a spare PCIe cover, and that's because these appear to not be replaceable once you take these off. So these are, built in. So if you decide to go, maybe get a different motherboard. I have a motherboard with a top slot for the graphics card. My other motherboard for one of my builds is a second slot for the motherboard. So if I was going to switch from one to the other, I would have a blank space. It's kind of nice that they come with PCIe slot cover. That's neat, and I was not expecting that. The only other things to kind of point out, we have a very simple case on the inside. It does have an included cable tie. This actually looks like you could mount a fan to that. I don't know, that looks like a 120 millimeter fan capable to me, but I know they say that's for a hard drive mount. You have one USB header, 3-pin fan adapter. That's it. So very simple build. I'm excited to build in it. It feels somewhat sturdy and nothing really to say. A couple more things I noticed after getting a close look at it. So it does have, for cable management, a little bit, these cable zip ties. They're not really showing up very well there, but they're just screwed in. They're just Velcro. I'm kind of curious with the screw placement on the 4 corners of that, if a 120 millimeter fan would fit there. But also, don't really know how you'd access that. I think maybe if you took this screw out, they'd be able to take that off. I assume they don't say that's supported because like that's exactly where your graphics card would be, and they would have to say something about your graphics card support being even worse in that scenario. Currently, obviously this thing is small and we're dealing with 260 millimeters of clearance for a graphics card, which I know is like a big no-go for most people. All right, so after removing the shipping label, which happened to be right over kind of the useful information on here, here are some of the things that it says it supports. So the graphics card length 260 millimeters, cooler height 237 millimeters, and power supply, it says it only supports up to 140 millimeter. I'm gonna try to put a modular power supply in here. I think it's 150, so we'll see. I can't remember if it's 140 or 150, but either way, I don't think I'm gonna have any problem if it's along the top, so. All right, and one last thought as I finish up here, but I put this on its side, and I think this is gonna make a good alternative option for people that want to do horizontal build. I mean, obviously the bottom here has feet, but that would be, in a console, that would be like on the side, so that wouldn't really be a problem. The front IO works very well for that, so I'm thinking this is gonna work well for people that wanna make like a little home theater media center PC, and the lack of fan support won't really be a big, huge deal there, depending on what you're wanting to do with it. So that's an idea for this thing, and it looks kind of nice like that. I could see it in a media center or a console, and it would look pretty decent.